Good evening, folks. How are we? Choppy video and audio on my end. That sounds about right. But we are here. Hopefully that improves things. I don't know if it's the video that's playing. It could also... Could it be GPU related? I'm not sure. I'm hoping this is going to be a bit better because we're not decoding any video. Good now. Awesome. Okay. I'll have to dig into it. But good evening. How is everyone? Is everyone good? Autumn is here and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Tonight, we're going to look at... God, that was like a bloody UK TV show. Tonight, we're going to look at the KeyShot 2025.3 beta. This has been out for 6 days in this build. I'm on build 187. As far as I'm aware, that's the latest. And there are some good tools. I know about them, I think. And I've seen a couple. I was in some discussions with the dev team on just bouncing some ideas around, and yeah, they looked good then, and I'm excited to try them. Before we get to looking at the beta, always need the Vizium plug. That's how we pay for the party. So yeah, we've had a pretty big couple of weeks. Some really exciting stuff for the KeyShot community. I saw it on Luminaries here on the forum, but it's gone. We partnered with Magosu. We did the Magosu collaboration with KeyShot this month, and within that we made an animation of Alex D'Souza's grab lamp, which is it going to let me watch it? It is not. I'm not going to log in now. Anyway, oh yeah, it is. There we go. We made an animation of Alex D'Souza's grab lamp where it wakes up, explores, and goes through 6 different Vizium KeyShot scenes as its own character, interacting with Sam Gwilt's lamp there. And then we did some stills, which I'll show you after, but it's all using Vizium resources. We tried to do it as fast as possible because we don't want to spend more time than the average designer would get to spend on it. The only thing that we did put more time into is the actual animation of the lamp. That was done in Blender. The simulation of the cable, and then we brought everything over to KeyShot as Alembics and rendered it in there. We also did stills, which I'm really happy with. I did these as quickly as I could. Honestly, these did not take long, and that's not because I'm good. It's because we just had the resources and the design to go with it so much easier when you've got something interesting to photograph. The hands took a couple of variations, picking the right hand model, but these are from our hand elements pack, which is still probably one of our strongest resources. So that's not upscaled, that is just straight from KeyShot. And then the last one as well. So I'm really happy with how they turned out. Alex was too. It was great working with Alex on a project, and it was a really nice little sprint. We've also just last Wednesday released our first materials collaboration, which was so much work. Like, it's so easy to say that, but we started talking about this with Hilberto back in late 2024. So October 2024. So it's genuinely been in the works for a year, although we've been working on it for 6 months. So Hilberto is an Italian furniture and product designer who is currently living in Amsterdam, and he's worked with some incredible brands. So he's done lots of work with Fendi Casa. He led in a group for this installation for Audi in Milan Design Week. I mean, as a creative director. So he is, up there in terms of experience and knowledge. And he came to us and said, I want to do a material collection. And we did it together. There's loads of iterations. 47 materials made the final cut. And they're curated. They're supposed to go together. We've even curated little patches Hilberto has of materials that work together. And it's expensive because we put so much time into it. They're really high fidelity. There's a mix of PBR materials and procedural materials. It's so good. The results that come from it are amazing. So we priced it high. There might be sales, who knows? But for those of you that are in that space, kind of luxury, high-end furniture and product design, or just want to get the best materials, the best of what we can do at the moment, that is really good. Anyway, plug done. Beta testing. Beta? Who knows? I'm going beta. So, where are we? Beta testing. So, coming in the next version of KeyShot. Let's have a look at the launch post. We have custom pivot. This is the thing, I've seen this, but I haven't used it. So, if you want to pivot an object, there kind of is custom pivots at the moment. You can select another object as the pivot, so I could have it pivoting around my elbow. But custom pivots, but I would still need an object in here, so I would still need typically a cylinder is what you normally use, a cylinder inside the hinge, even if there's not one there, if the product were to be made. With custom pivot, you can actually select triangles or points, and it will work out where to put the pivot. And it goes further than that. I need to go through it to remember some of the key points, but that's going to be developed again in the next one, as far as I'm aware. But I'm not going to say too much about it, just in case that gets delayed. But there's they're going to integrate it into animation. I don't think it is integrated into animation at the moment, but it will be. AI shots gets an update, although I haven't read this, so we'll read it together. Made generated images persistent and add a gallery view with delete function, so you can delete the images that you've already made. Store original source image alongside generated images to allow for later continuation of the image generation in background of restart mode. Okay, so you can kind of save your threads, even in a new KeyShot Studio scene. Okay, that's great. So it's your generations are kind of saved in the background now, which is awesome. You're not just going to lose them. Added toggles to switch between source and generated image for quick comparison. Added share button that allows setting an AI shot as the current backplate in the scene. That's handy. And added VRAM display that estimates the required memory for image generation. That's handy. This one I saw today, and I didn't actually know it's going in, but we've got adaptive progressive denoising. This can be enabled in denoise image style effect, only available in GPU mode on NVIDIA hardware, and shortens the time rendering and denoising takes. So faster rendering with denoising. Great. We'll have to put that to the test. We could run some tests tonight, actually, and see how long it takes. Or, you know, are we just going to see the results quicker because the denoise is better? CAD metadata viewer, I don't really use CAD software anymore, so I can't really comment on that. Someone can, if that's a benefit. I don't really know. Added support for Revit and Inventor 2026, so updates, new Fusion, and new dockable material graph. Dockable window maximizable. It's too late on a Monday for words like that. For convenience when placing the graph on a second screen, so you can go full screen on a second display. And you can dock the material graph in more places inside the KeyShot Studio main window. Amen. It is here. It lives. It exists. It's kind of a meme in the KeyShot community, and they know it as well. Like they know it's this is the thing that should have been done ages ago. But it happens, and we can do it on stream together. What a magical moment. And made evaluation of the displacement geometry nodes significantly faster. Does that mean execution? Made execution of the displacement geometry nodes significantly faster? We will find out. All to be explored. Right, let's start off with the most important thing. Full screen, material graph. Oh, like docks. Oh, that is good. That is so good. I mean, I shouldn't be so happy about this, but that is good. Ooh, okay. We have more stuff. It is moving around in a grid as well. I think I have seen this. I just completely forgot. Do I want the grid? Now, what I really want is straight lines, and the straight lines could follow the grid. Oh, that could be good. Is that a thing? That's not going to be a thing in this one, otherwise I think I'd know about it. What does that do? Zoom to fit. Yeah, we had that before. Do I have preferences? Material view, snap to grid. Okay, so I can show grid. Sweet. I'll keep the grid on. I'm not sure. I feel locked. I feel constrained. Anyway, we can dot the material graph. That is so good. massive quality of life change. It's just going to make KeyShot feel so much like cleaner when you're in there. You're not just going to have this floating object. Because now I can just toggle between... do I have a shortcut for material graph? Let's find out. Material graph X. Sure. So, O, X. Oh, God. X. Oh, God. O, X. Well, that's not it at all. What's going on here? All gone wrong. Material graph. Oh. What does that mean? Does that mean it's not? What do I want? I. What have I got? I is global illumination. I don't need that. Right. So I use. Oh, we're in the beta. We're not using my hotkeys. Bear with. We're doing important work here. I also have this, which the missus acquired from Salvation Army. It is a Wizard of Oz clock. It ticks so loud. So all I'm hearing right now is, we can hear it as well. This is like a relic of the past. It's not even picking it up. Oh no, the microphone limiter is not even picking it up. Okay. Yeah. This is not the right thing. Hotkeys. Okay. So what is I? I use G, right? So what is H? Highlight mode, head up display, or I do like that. What's F? Full screen. Oh, we need that. So GB, backplate, preview bump. We don't need that, do we? So B, take off, and then graph. Oh God, should material graph be G? Oh no. What's M? I shouldn't be doing this on stream. M is move part. Is that move tool? Graph. I'm just going to do it, so I'm taking too long. Graph. Material graph. I've got you. You are going to be... What did I just say? B. B. Well, this is not the most thrilling content, I will admit. B, material graph. B, material graph. B, G, B. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Does anyone know what's going wrong? Right, let's carry on. We can dot the material graph. We can dot the material graph. If anyone knows what's going on, let me know. Right, let's move on. We have. I'm going to put some music on because we're going to get into a bit of a rhythm. There we go. And we also have adaptive denoising, which is in image style. I'm in GPU mode. Denoise is on. I have adaptive progressive denoising. Shall we see if we can even see? There's no texture on this is the issue though. I haven't put any texture on this. Oh, there is texture on this. Oh, and the material graph updates. Yes, it's good. Oh, that is such a micro texture. I'm going to make it a bit larger just for... That's too large, but... Let's give me more bump height. It's 0.2. So, I mean, this renders pretty quick, doesn't it? And you're looking at this through compression, so you might as well just ignore what's going on now and just trust me. I'm just finding a good bit where I can see it. Maybe if I add a pin that's pinging off here. Okay. Make it smaller. I make it smaller just to make it harder to res up. Okay, so will we see a difference? I have no idea. Adaptive progressive denoising is on for the first time ever. Don't crash. I haven't even got RuneScape ready just in case it does crash. God. Question for the group. If you could have one feature in KeyShot, what would it be? One feature, what would it be? Generated cable sim module. Yep, I've literally talked about this week. I had a meeting with someone at KeyShot this week, and not on the KeyShot Studio dev team, but we were talking about how we did that cable, and I think it would be such a good feature. This does denoise pretty quick, doesn't it? Is that different? I mean, look at how quick that noise texture goes. I mean, I'm sure I'm blasting it with a lot of samples. How many samples are we doing a second here? Oh, 33? We've got new data in here. What is average samples? What is that? Average samples what? Is that to do with the adaptive? Should we try knocking it off? It's fast on both. I mean, that is to do with the adaptive. Interesting. More investigation needed for the adaptive denoise. It loaded in something as well that first time. Yeah, maybe that's going to need like an interior scene or something that really pushes it so we can see other than this product. Okay, the reason I chose this product is because it has hinges. Hinges. And the hinges don't have a cylinder in there. You just see straight through it. I don't know what's going on geometry-wise behind here, so I don't know if it's... Oh, it does go all the way around, so it might be okay. I do need to look, though, because I don't know how this thing works. Does it fold flat, this surface thing? Anyone got one? Is it a Surface Laptop? No, it's that thing. Surface Laptop Studio. Studio? Surface Laptop Studio. Does it fold flat? Yes. Yes. Okay. This could work perfectly. So I'm going to save this now because fear of it breaking. We have more requests. Being able to assign different HDRI and different materials. Well, you can do with light layers now. You can not HDRI, but with light layers, you can have different lights for different geometry, which means you can have different lights for different materials. And honestly, yeah, with light positioning tool, with planar lights, we're using physical lights a lot more in new scenes. So I think you're almost there with that. "24/7 live chat." That is, yeah. We can make it work. We could do at least a day. I reckon I could do 24 hours on stream. The only thing missing is maybe ability to just convert a solid body to a soft body. Yeah, again, same conversation we talked about this. It would be... So I don't think KeyShot should be a 3D modeling tool. I don't really think it should be a simulation tool. But KeyShot's thing, what KeyShot is really good at, is taking what's happening in the upper echelons of other 3D software, where 3D artists are doing ridiculous things, and boiling them down to something that a designer who is basically a novice 3D artist can use. That's what KeyShot is. So tools I think that would be really good would be like Flex, Twist, because it's pretty easy. Like, I'm sure they could develop that in not very long, but being able to like take a watch strap and deform it, or being able to bend a product, like, I think that is feasible, and they could make the UI really clean, just like it is really easy to see in like CG and in like Blender, just like it is really easy to use. I think KeyShot could do that. So yeah, if that's what you mean by soft body, I hope you don't mean fabric sims or anything like that. I don't think you do, but that's a good suggestion. All very valid, apart from me streaming 24/7. I'm not up for that. If they were going to pay for it, maybe. Right, so I'll go next, but while I'm grouping all this together. So just for context, I'm grouping all of this together because I'm just gonna like set the pivot point for the whole group. So I'm just gonna go through all of these bits of geometry and then add them to the screen group. My turn. Something that's been written, I've got some pretty big tools on my list. But when is add to group? Oh, group. Oh, that just groups them. That's new. When did that come in? Oh, webcam. Yeah, I have had on there for ages the ability to animate everything. The ability to animate everything. I think it would be really good. Animation, I think, is one of KeyShot's weak points now. I think it was fine. I think it's not fine now. It really hasn't been developed that much in a long time. And so I think being able to animate everything would be huge. Anything with a number value, slider, everything, you should be able to animate. And I think one of the arguments is you don't want the UI to be something like a mess, like, you know, you don't want buttons like 3ds Max. The first time I opened up 3ds Max and you're looking at 7 billion buttons just whoop 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 whoop. It doesn't need to be like that. You can hide it and just leave it for the people that need to know. Imagine if I want to just animate this. I mean, I can do that, but what's a good example? What if I wanted to animate the background stop brightness of this HDRI? Like, why not? It's just a number value. It's literally just a slider. If I could right click it and say animate, and it just pops a thing in the material graph, great. Just give me that for absolutely everything. So I can't animate, and also I can't get in here. I can't animate that color because it's not in the material graph. How do I animate that color? Think of the, you know, if you drop that everywhere, the potential goes absolutely through the roof. That's what I'd like. Anyway, let's try and animate this. That's the display, that's the screen. Okay, so we can try doing animation. Oh no, this doesn't work in animation, does it? So we won't be animating. Right. So, screen, position, move. There it is. Custom pivot positioning. Custom pivot positioning. Oh, that's new. We have a new move tool. That's been given an update. That looks pretty clean. That looks pretty good. I can't remember what the old one looks like, but that looks pretty good. How's it different? I have no idea, but it looks pretty good. Game. Right, so click the custom pivot tool. This is what it looks like. So this is what I've seen this, but I've never used it. So we can either do a pivot on a corner, in the middle of a cylinder, or in the middle of a sphere without the geometry being there. So we want to go cylinder, click on point 1. So I'm looking at this hinge in here. Click on point 1. Control left mouse button. 1. Click on point 2. 2. Click on point 3. Do another one. There. Oh, hello. Snaps just like that. Does it work? Oh shit, what did I just do? Oh no. Done. Nice. It works. Not too bad. Don't worry about it overlapping. I mean, I got this model from CG Trader. I don't think the person making it would have gone that far into it to make sure that that works, but that does actually work. I like it. So the other option you could do is just split the geometry, but I could split this geometry in there. No, I couldn't do that because it's not a complete cylinder. This is good. Yeah. Like, good. And if I go back to this, if I go back to the screen, move, does that stay there? Custom pivot. Yes, it works. Great. Awesome. What happens if I move the whole display? Let's do the display now. So move the display. Do I have anything to actually... Do I have anything to pivot it onto? That's the issue here. I do not. What about actually on the model? Aha. Yes. I have und cylinder. But I can do it on a cylinder anyway. But if I hide the cylinder, let's do it on the hole. There's still a cylinder in there, so obviously I would use a cylinder, but let's do it on this hole anyway. So display, move tool, custom pivot, cylinder, bang, bang. So, fuselage, display, move. Aha. It works. It is really clean tool. Now I've moved that, if I go back to the screen, has the pivot point moved? Is it dynamic? It is. That's so good. Great. Great. Now I can go back to here and I can move it. So, again, just ignore the modeling because it's not meant to be perfect. That is really sick. So if we could animate that, we're in. Like I could literally have this folding in no time. That would be so powerful. They'll do it. They'll do it on a upcoming release, I'm sure. Okay. So we don't know. We need to get a scene going. I'll probably open a scene to try out the Progressive adaptive. So many words. Progressive adaptive denoising. See if there's anything else we can look at before then, while we're in a faster scene. AI shots. Material graph. Displacement. Got anything which we could displace with? I mean, we could do a little displacement test, can't we? These scale things. Oh, scale gone. What's that? What does that do? What does the button do? I would request my little scale thing to come back. I do like my little scale square. Oh, straight back into our new material graph. Looking good. It looks good with the grid. It looks more, just more technical. Oh, I actually like the snap. Okay, so let's go. Triangle size 0.1. Let's save at this point, just in case. New tools and all that. Max triangles 15 million. What are we actually displacing? Doesn't really matter. Preview texture is not working. Oh, it is working. More contrast. Cool, that looks like something. Animating pins. Yep. I like that idea. Again, if you could do that. That feature was animate everything. Animate pins. You could animate the elevation and the azimuth of pins and move them around. Have them getting brighter and darker. I'm not a developer, but in my head I'm like, you can do this. It wouldn't take that long. That works really quick. How many triangles is that? That's 8 million. I'll add more. Why is it not? Oh, I can go smaller. 0, 5. I mean, it's still only 8 million. I can't get it over 8. Why? Maybe if we disable it and execute it, and then we make pattern, and we have 2 by 2. We enable it. Sure. 21 million triangles. That was quick. Don't really know what I'm testing against. Really, I should have this scene in 2025. Let's try it out. Although I haven't timed it. Not very scientific. What else have we got to test while that boots up? AI shots. It's been a while since I've used AI shots. Do we want to use this? It's not really what I'm not a designer, so it's not really what I use KeyShot for. Even in a new KeyShot studio scene. Generated images persistent. Added gallery. Generated images persistent. Any more recommendations? What would you like to see in KeyShot? That is the question of the day. What's the one tool you would like to see in KeyShot? Should be able to mate edges in KeyShot. Yeah. Again, I reckon they could do that. That's not on my wish list. I mean, sort of not mating, but there is collision. Yeah, it's not really mating. Mating would be really handy. Music's a bit much. You can turn collision mode on, so you can't bump into things or like intersect things, but that's definitely not mating. Yeah, I agree. That could work. I'm cramping up because I've just been on the bike. Shit. Language. It's a family-friendly stream. First time getting cramp on stream. First time for everything. Yeah, guys that were talking about, you know, assigning different lighting for different materials. Have you genuine question, have you looked at fuck? friendly stream. I'm very sorry. Cramp. Gonna stay with my leg outstretched. Have you looked at light positioning? Light layers. Have you looked at light layers? It's really pretty good. It's a bit, I think it needs a V2. I don't know what my suggestion is for the V2. When I used it in last stream, I found like some, not bugs in it, but like when you actually use it in a professional workflow or like a full workflow, it's not ideal, but right, we're doing exactly the same export. It's definitely quicker in the new one. We go back to the beta. Definitely quicker. Displacement's a lot quicker. And that's not a crazy displacement. 20 million triangles. We've had scenes where we're pushing it way higher than that when you've got... I don't know, if you've got your product on like pebbles or gravel or something like that. Like we're going way higher than that. So, and that was just 4 instances of that. You know, if we had loads of different objects, we could go quite high. I think another feature that I throw out there, it's not, number one is animate everything, but another one for me is handling large numbers of triangles. KeyShot and data, textures. You know, there are, when you think about like games, I know they're extremely heavily optimized, and that's how you can run them on a PlayStation. or how you can run them on a little switch. But KeyShot doesn't, and I've heard it from people at KeyShot as well, so they know it does not handle big scenes well. We are very much limited to what we can do with KeyShot unless we get bigger graphics cards. And at Visioon, we're adamant on this. I'm adamant on this, that we are not, we need to use what you guys can buy and what you guys are using. Now we're using 3090s, which obviously is a good card, you know, but it's not anywhere near best in the game anymore. Like, a lot of you will have moved on to 40 series, some of you will have moved to 50 series, some of you will be using 5090s. We're like behind, and I like that, because if we can run a scene on a 3090, it means a lot of you can run our scenes comfortably on your hardware. So the scenes we just released, this one, Cotswold Driveway, look at this, it is absolutely beautiful. What you can do with it. We had to add a note saying, like, you need to be on 12 gigabytes of video memory, which is fair enough. Like, it's a big, complicated scene. You know, there's not many people that are going to need to use something like that. And if you are doing projects that warrant scenes like that, probably you do have a bit of money to invest in your hardware. But what's a 5080? 5080 is going to be 60 gig, isn't it? 5080 RTX. What's that? Is it going to be 16 gig? 16, okay. So we're kind of at the top end, right? This scene needs, what was the 4080? Was that 12? 4080, 16. That's the super. What was the non-super? 16. God, have they been 16 for that long? The 80 series. Anyway, you need like top end hardware to even just open these scenes, and we've optimized so much. Like, the textures are slammed down, the geometry is optimized. There's you need one HDRI in here. There's only so far, and that's not a crazy complicated scene. Like, it's, yeah, there's a lot of detail to it, but ultimately it's just one courtyard. Like, you are limited by how big you could build. What if I wanted to visualize something bigger, and not have to like take little chunks out of it? It would be great if KeyShot could cut down on that and handle that better. All these leaves, they're not geometry. I mean, they are geometry to a point, but they're all using an opacity mask, you know. I'm just going to try this one more time. We've gone off the radar, but what was my keyboard for Materigraph? Go on. I'm just going to try this one more time, then I can validate it scientifically that it is faster. Disable. Execute. Enable. Execute. That's like twice as quick. That could be really nice. We are going strong. Everything that has been said in there has been good so far. Let's delete these out. That's another one that we can tick. Happy with that. Let's go back to my Surface device, which is folded up. Let's unfold it. My custom pivot points haven't saved, or have they? Have they? They have. That is really good. I wasn't expecting it to save, because I don't think custom pivot points, when you did them before, as in when you pick another object, I don't think they saved. So that is another win for KeyShot. Going well. Right, should we try the AI shots? I'll try and, it's been a while since I've used it, so I'm not in the best position to evaluate it, but I will do my best for the gang. Have you used AI shots? Next question for the group. Have you used AI shots? If so, what do you think? Ability to use SVG for labels. I would have thought that would have been in there, to be honest. You can use a Photoshop file. Can you? Presumably you can't use an Illustrator file. Or can you? I know it's not an SVG, but no. Bitmap? Bitmap. Can you use a bitmap? Is bitmap vector? Bitmap's a vector image, isn't it? I don't know if it's got the... I don't know. I have no idea what a bitmap does. It's been a long time since I've used one, but I pretty much don't listen to me. But yeah, I agree. SVG should be in there. Right, AI shots. How do you get to it? AI shots. It's going to take a little... Only sports raster file types, yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me, but I agree. SVG would be really good. We have our first crash, so I'm going to try it again, see if I can load AI shots. If not, we can't. Has anyone used AI shots? That's the question for the group. Cannot load it at all. Bug! Unfortunately, we have found und Bug, as the Germans would say. Und Bug? Does not work. Shall we just try clicking AI shots in a normal scene? No. Okay. I'll report that back in the forum tomorrow. Don't think we can test AI shots. Weird music. Epidemic. Not supplying the goods there. Have we got anything else to look at? CAD compatibility, I can't do. AI shots, I don't think I can do. Custom pivot, we've looked at. Improve to... One thing... Is that... Right. Have they deleted part 2? I want to see if there was other notes on there. The other thing I've been waiting to come back is a selection filter. It's not there. Unless it's a hotkey thing that I've overridden with mine. Select. Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Mouse action. Aha. It is there. Don't hold it. I don't know if this is new though, or if I just reassigned something that was already existing. The idea is if I click this part, but I want to select the whole screen, if I click 1, no, that's the model. Oh, I need to invert my hotkeys, don't I? This might be, I don't know if this is new, but this did get mentioned to me recently, so I don't actually know if this is maybe something that just hasn't been included on the notes. Select parent would be 1. Select model would be 2. So select parent, I click on that. 1. I just saved it. Yeah, man. Select model is 2. Select parent is 1. Group, if I select... No sense. Anyway, right, so 2, if I click that, I click 2, it goes to the group. If I click 2 again, it goes to screen. And then I have that all selected. I click the whole model and I click 1. I click anything, I click 1, I get the whole thing selected. It used to be where you had a shortcut and you could hold 1 and click on things. That's what I want back. I don't want it, I want it to be just hold, if I hold 1 and click it. But if I do that, it does it like a million times, it just goes to the top. But it does work. I want these on by default. I just want them all on. If anyone from KeyShot is watching that could do that, please. On by default, please. Quality of life. And yeah. A dynamic move tool as well. Like, really, how good would it be if I could just now click another bit of geometry and it moves the move tool? Instead, I've got to go move, move. So we have the model. I just want to try one more thing, which would take us to about the hour and 10 mark, which is wonderful. I'm going to try the denoising in a scene. So I'm going to save this to my library in models. Specify name, servers, laptop. Don't need the environments, image styles, studios, animations, cameras. Just gonna go there. Where is it? Have to click on a folder. Change it. Should just save to the folder I was in. I was in a folder. Right. What scene to open? Should we go shopping? These are really, we've actually used this in a promo this week already, which worked really well in a cafe scene. I think some of our scenes are probably going to be a bit too big. I'm on a 3080 here, so some of our really big scenes are just going to chug. Let's try. Maybe we could do something that's going to chug. Let's chug it. See what adaptive denoise is going to do. Let's try a office scene. Should we go with the new one? Co-working office. Am I going to be able to run that? You shall find out. No one's used AI shots. Well, no one's replied to the question. Next question. What are you going as for Halloween? Any Halloween costume ideas out there? Is anyone doing Halloween? I am doing Halloween. You are not going to see it until the night. My outfit is incredible. It's ballsy. What are you going as for Halloween? There's nothing in contemporary, Parisian, co-working. It's got a lot of textures to load. Let's try it. Where's Waldo? Nice. I did a very good Alex from A Clockwork Orange one year. I'm going to bring back again and do it better because I was wearing like white leggings instead of, I didn't want to buy white jeans, white trousers. But I reckon I'll come back to that. It was a good look. Also, you know, for the people that don't know A Clockwork Orange, yeah, you get one up on them. But the real ones, the movie buffs, the book buffs, they get it. Alex D'Souza out there. I've just seen your message, Alex. Oh, he is there. Oh, Alex, I'm so sorry I missed you. Good evening. We are loading the co-working office. Dun dun dun. My guess is it's downloading textures right now, which it could be. She's a big one. Big scene. Maybe I'm better just loading the package and unpacking it. Do I have the package downloaded? That was a high-pitched noise. If anyone's looking for a sound effect for a computer fan, server fan, use that. It's too late for this. It's too late for this. 5%. Oh, God. I'm going to do the sensible thing. Take the gentleman's way out by a task manager. I do declare that I'm taking the gentleman's way out and closing KeyShot because I can't be asked to wait for it to load another 95%. I actually don't know why it's that long. Like it should just load, but it's probably with the way I've got Google Drive set up. It could just be... Yeah, let's not do that. It's KeyShot. Where is it? Sorry. I'm sorry. Right. There Go again, go again. We need something a bit more palatable. It can just live on the Japanese bedside diorama, can't it? Da, 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 da. These speeds. Where's the internet? Is Google Drive just syncing everything and just killing my download speed? Could be. Let's speed test it. Is anyone else a big speed tester out there? You know, when you get on someone else's Wi-Fi, the first thing you do is get speed test out. It's kind of my flight tracker, flight radar. AP, rundown of new features. Yeah, we've gone over the key ones. The one we haven't been able to go over is AI shots, which has, I don't know if there's quality improvements, but definitely quality of life improvements in terms of saving your images. When you open your scene, they'll still be there. Yeah, it's very much the V2 of AI shots, but I don't know if it's actually got better for the generating. It's not all of them, is it? No. Wish I could speak French so I could swear now. We'll get there. We'll get there. Bear with. Ambient. I don't have that. New features. Yes. New denoising, which we're about to test out. We've already turned it on. Not the best scene to do it with because it just renders so quick. You know, you're talking about like milliseconds difference from what I can see, or how quick it reses up. The new pivot tool, which we very much like, which means you don't need, if you've got a hinge, for example, like a bin lid or a laptop, you don't need a cylinder in there. You don't need geometry in there to select as the pivot. You can use the hole, or you can use geometry and it will work it out. Likewise, if you wanted to pivot on an edge like that, on that. Was that? There was something else. Don't want to forget it all. Material graph is now dockable, which is sick. Probably our favorite tool. It's one of those things, right? You know, and you're like, you know, it's just a people pleaser. And it makes KeyShot feel newer, and it makes it feel like a new version. And then once I've used this one tonight, and I get used to that material graph being docked there with this grid background. Now when I go back to using KeyShot 10, because we make our resource in KeyShot 10, I'm gonna feel like I'm going back to a different age. I'm gonna be like, oh god, I wish I was using the latest one. So I think that's one of those good tools where I imagine it's pretty easy to develop in the grand scheme of things on some of the stuff that it can do, but it's a people pleaser. What are people saying in the forum? Oscar's always there. Gotta respect it. Look at that. Oscar absolutely plowing through these. Moment of respect for Oscar for his work for the community. All of the Vizium scenes, for the most part, are made in KeyShot 10. Yeah. It will change. The last time we polled our audience recently, and that number is dwindling. How many KeyShot users are in KeyShot 10? The reason we do KeyShot 10 originally is because, so I think we started making resources when it was probably KeyShot 11. So we were like, well, was it KeyShot 11? What are we on now? We're on. Can't click the welcome dialogue. What version? What KeyShot are we in? What 2025? We went 11. 2023 is 12. 2024 is 13. 2025 is 14. We're in KeyShot 14.3. We've been making resources for 4 years. Yeah, so we started out on 10, and then we just stayed there because we didn't want to. We didn't want people to get left behind, like us, you know. And then people stuck on 10 for a while. It was around the time when subscriptions came in, because they came in KeyShot 2023, went subscription. So and then a lot of people didn't move. We didn't like 11. 11 was buggy. 11? The last build of 10 is super stable. It just doesn't crash. It's really stable and it's good. It just performs well. We're missing obviously the new tools. Didn't like 11. We didn't like 2023. I just have, again, like instability linked to those when we were making our promo shots. Because we would use the latest version for when we did promos, when we do like images for our website, like that. We would always use the latest version so that we could stay, you know, with the crowd. And then we jumped back on, then we started using KeyShot 2024 and we liked that. And then KeyShot 2024.3 had progressive denoising, so faster denoising. 2025 had planar lights, you know, that's when it sped up. That's when we're like, yes. So maybe we are going to start moving. KeyShot's also backwards compatible. KeyShot is backwards compatible now. I don't think a lot of people know, but it is. I think you can open up KeyShot 2025 scenes in like 2023. So we could make 2025 scenes and they'd be backwards compatible. But for now we just use we still use 10, but it will change. All of these are done in 10. These are all KeyShot 10 renders. Actually, technically they're not KeyShot 10 renders. They're all made in 10. These are all rendered on KeyShot 2025 because our network is our rendering network is 2025. Yeah, but they're all built in 10, and they all look exactly pretty much the same in 10. Obviously, with 2025, we got all the benefits. No, this loading, I don't think it's beta related. I think it's because I'm pulling this file from. I think it's because I'm pulling this file from Google. I'll just quickly try something. Bear with. We are going to try this, and then I can go. Oh, it's almost caught. It's almost been an hour and a quarter. No. I might just open the. Why did I do that? Do I close this down or do I leave it? I don't know. I don't know why it's taking so long on this bit. Attempt number 2. If anyone has any more questions, that'd be great for the chat because I am waiting. It could be beta related. I'm not sure. I don't want to pin the blame on that because it could equally just be like my internet or something. So. I might just close Google Drive. Let's quit it. We will see. There we go. We're in. Google Drive related. Okay, so GPU mode. How much VRAM is this going to use? I've got 10 gigabytes. She is running at 9.4. Again, like this scene, it's a good scene. It's a high quality scene. We put a lot into it, but that doesn't look good as it denoises. Look at the patchiness on that. Let's get our laptop in there. Control Shift Escape to open Task Manager instead of sign out page. Control Shift Escape. I'm not going to click that just because I don't know what that's going to do. Like control. That's like something. That's like a prank you play in a streamer. It might be. I will look at it after. If you wanted me to shut down my computer and you're just telling me a shortcut. How does Visioon choose which scenes to create? Do you take requests? Yeah, I mean in our survey we get emails. This scene we did recently for a children's playroom came from a request. If you request something and we make it, we'll give it you for free. We don't really advertise that, but as a thank you for requesting it. For the most part. If it's something that we wouldn't do anyway, like we you know, that wasn't on our list. We're clearly selling, we sell some of them, so yeah. Yeah. Right, so now we've got a test. How many samples per second we're doing? 6 samples per second. How many samples would we need in this scene? Has it got motion blur on? That's a tell, isn't it? So when you're looking for how many samples you need, bearing in mind this is not the output resolution. If I was to export this, it'd be much higher resolution. If you go higher resolution, you can go lower samples because denoise just needs data. So if you go higher resolution, you're giving it more data. So it doesn't need to render as many samples, in my humble opinion. So I'm just seeing how long this takes to like, for nothing to change. That's a really good metric when you're looking at scenes like this. How many samples do I need before nothing changes? Like the image isn't like shifting round. Now at this point, probably the really fine texture won't have... How long before the image isn't changing? You can still see little bits changing. What about it? Let's say 125. Let's see what this does then. So, adaptive, progressive, denoising. It takes some time to load. That's interesting. Like, what is it doing then when it takes time to load? I want to see what it says. Prioritize rendering samples in pixels where the denoiser detects high error. This can, in most cases, speed up rendering considerably. It is recommended to set denoise blend at 1. So this is... I thought this was already in here. I thought that's what came in 2024.3. I thought that's what was happening. I did the launch video of 2024.3 and it's kind of what I explained. So I don't know what the difference is with what I was talking about and what this is. Is there a difference though? I get what it means because I've heard it straight from the developers when I was in Denmark with the KeyShot team. It looks at areas and targets samples. That's what this is. It, yeah, that makes sense. Why it says minimum, average samples, maximum samples. That makes sense. Some areas of this image have had 1,000 samples. Some areas of this image have had 52. I.e., if you had like fabric next to a gloss plastic and you're using denoise, you obviously need a lot more samples on the fabric to get the detail, but you don't need a lot on the gloss. That's it working, which is great. So in theory, you don't need to render as long, but I don't know how to quantify it. I can't, like, I have to run some tests. Oh shit. I mean, family friendly. Someone bleep that out. So on average, this is interesting. This is going to take a lot of testing. This is going to be a blog article, I think. Or are we going to, like... How are we going to test this? Yeah. I'm going to need to come up with some examples here. I'm going to need to come up with some actual, like, product shots with, like, clear, like, fabric next to gloss, brushed metal, really fine brushed metal next to, like, polished metal. That's what we're going to need to do to test this, because right now... I don't know. So like I'm guessing like minimum samples will be down here. Like this doesn't need a lot of samples. It's smooth. It's reflecting that. It's fine. But areas like these wooden bits, these shadows, it's going to target more samples. So theoretically, you should get to a better result quicker. I mean, that's taken what, 30... Let's just move it, right? Let's see when it really stops dancing. Dancing, 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 dancing. Still going. Still going. Still dancing. That's a bad area. There you go. That shadow bit there. 20 seconds. Riveting content. Riveting. So that stopped there, and that was before 20 seconds. I don't know. It's difficult. I can't judge it. We're going to need to run a lot more tests on that. Let's call it a day there. Thank you for joining to have a look at the KeyShot 2024 2025.3 beta. Overall, really good. Very happy with the pivots. Very happy with the material graph. And the rest we'll find out. Good beta though. Give it a try. Feedback. Help Oscar out in the forum. Don't let him just be him. I'll feedback tomorrow. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, folks, wherever you may be. I'll see you in the next stream. Ciao.